Welcome to Generation Dragons. This is not an episode. This is a spoiler cast for the first episode of Halo. Both Steve and I got a chance to watch Halo last night. We kind of sat on it and let it just,
soak in
and absorb it and everything like that. It was also a late night, and Steve and I both decided not to want to record right after.
Plus, technically, we're both working right now.
Yeah, we are. So good stuff. Anyway, Steve, as always, it's a pleasure to see you.
Cheers,
Ding,
man.
Ding.
So, overall,
beers.
Oh, right. Before we get too much into it, and we'll be quick, your general impressions.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, spoilers. If you haven't watched it or if you care about it, this is just a warning. We're going to try to keep it light, but you may get some spoilers. Overall, Steve, my impression, I liked it. I'm looking forward to more of it. It definitely fit. So if I take my love of Halo hat off and stuff like that, and if I was look at it as a brand new, just another sci-fi show, perfect. I think it hit a good mark on the perfect sci-fi show.
You're hitting the nail on the head right there, by the way.
So, and that's the big thing for me. But for me, it was as long as they fit it this way. Once they said it wasn't going to be canon, wasn't going to be tied to the store, to the games and stuff like that. Obviously influenced by the games. I'm happy with what I've watched so far. I look forward to more of it. I like the designs. I like what they've done. Interesting, concept of what they've taken, how they've taken the story already. It's like almost if Halo 5 was a thing, but instead of, all that stuff, they did this. So yeah, how about you, man?
So I liked it a lot. I did have my Halo hat on during it. I tried to take it off, but I kept finding myself, well, that doesn't make sense because of this, or how are they going to write that in? Oh, wait a second. So I had to keep stepping back and being like, they didn't make it following the canon of Halo games,
right,
and novels even, which is a shame a little bit. I think that's what they got to get in. Like even The Witcher did that. They went off their own thing. I kind of think like they need something that just follows the games. But that said, like you said, if you take that hat off and watch it, I thought it was a great sci-fi show. And the fact that it has Master Chief, and I thought they did a good job of him. Yep. The first 20 minutes was, whoa, this is awesome. It was like they landed in New Mongolia colony, and just the Covenant just wiped it out, and the Spartans came in and saved the day. Spoilers, by the way, we said that. But then the last 40 minutes wasn't as exciting, but it wasn't bad. Where it got different.
Right.
But we'll see how it goes. I'm just looking at my thing. So before I start nitpicking a few points of what I thought was good and bad, I'll let you start first because you might hit them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I liked I like how they reference the outer colonies and innies. Like they keep it kind of early into the Halo story of like why the Spartans were created, how they create like it, and the threat the Spartans were to the innies, right? The costume design, I really like the costume design of both the innies and of the UNSC. They did a really good job on the armor. However, props and stuff like that was a little iffy. AK-47s, the year's 2040, 32, and I was like, but like the assault rifle and stuff like that, and the BMR, I think it was the BMR that I saw. Design nice, like it looked nice, right? So there's kind of hits or miss on that side. The nice thing is the game's rated T for teen, but they were not afraid to hold back the blood and the goriness of it. So I like that, which is true because that's what it would be. You're gonna blow up an alien or blow up a human, they're gonna blow up. It's not just gonna be like right.
Yeah, you're not wrong, right? So yeah. So, again, I liked it a lot, but I made a list of points because I took notes while I watched the show of stuff that I thought I want to talk about.
I did the same thing. I mean, I've got a whole whack of stuff. So, like, for me, they showed the Chevy truck a couple times. It was,
I was wondering if I looked for it and I totally missed it because I forgot about it. I got to rewatch it just because I want to. Yeah. I have about 10 points maybe I want to address, and you stop me. I'm just going to go through them, but I think you can disagree or agree or just, So my first thing I would say is like the weapons, you kind of hit on the head, like, well, they're a little bit iffy, but the other thing is apparently only a Spartan carrying a weapon can hurt an elite. Like he
Yeah,
could shot the hell out of them. They had the same chain gun and the M2, and I'm
yeah,
like, but it is what it is. I do understand they have shields and stuff. Like eventually you take one out. I think just by chance. The Marines do it all the time with similar
yeah,
weapons.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Only saw elites, so I
Right.
expected to see others because I seen other
Oh,
artwork from it. I know they're
and
coming.
well,
So
the prophet was there. Prophets were
that's
there.
right.
So
I
yeah.
forgot
So
about that at the end there, towards the end, or maybe more the middle.
middle. Yeah,
Um, so what else? It's the energy shield drain sound when they went that when
yeah,
I was like, oh, that's awesome. So that was a
yeah. Well,
definite nod to the game.
yeah, well, that's the other thing. I think I'm glad they pulled the sounds from the game and put it in. Right, the shield when his shield regenning when they're going into the HUD view and looking through his HUD view and making the sounds in that. I thought those nods to the game, the nods to like the armory,
Yeah,
it's stuff like that, right? So I really like that. Glad they kept that kind of things in there.
me
Um,
too.
Talking about the elites, so from far away in certain actions they looked really CG, but then other times up close they looked really good.
So you have a better
Um,
TV than I because I was watching for that. I couldn't tell the difference. They just look good to
oh,
me.
oh yeah, no, you could see from far away, you could see this, like you could see that they're CG, but whenever it was like the up close action, um, they looked really good. The Prophet looked amazing. I thought it almost looked puppeteerish, uh, which likely they could have done that.
Yeah,
Could have been a puppet and added digital face on top of it. So
yeah,
uh,
agreed. I thought it looked good. So going on to my next point, where's the music? I was looking for Martin O'Donnell's,
well,
monks
you
come
heard about
in.
that, right?
No,
So
I was
Mark,
trying to avoid everything because I didn't want to
oh
be prejudiced on
no,
this.
so Martin O'Donnell was suing or putting a claim in against Microsoft. I don't know if he's suing or something, but um, because he just thinks he's owed more money because of Halo
Oh, you know
for
what?
the
I think I
music
did
because
see
he
something on
worked,
that.
but it's a similar thing to the Marvel artists and stuff like that, and Jack Kirby
Yeah, yeah.
and Stan Lee. So
Okay, so that's why they
working
didn't
under
have it in.
that's so they had it there very little, right?
Yeah, I
Like
saw it
that's
in the last trailer.
yeah.
At the
The
end of the trailer,
intro,
they had it, so it was like,
yeah,
oh yes.
the intro had it to an extent, but it was very light. And then near the end of the show was very light. But I'm wondering if that's why. I don't know. Yeah, Kathy said that was where's the music?
Yeah,
Why don't
yeah.
we have the Halo
So I
music?
think if you said it, I said it, she said, Kirsten said it. She was into it, by the way. So what else did I have? Oh yeah, Master Chief breaks procedure like right away. I'm like, that doesn't seem like Master Chief, but he
Yeah,
did touch that Covenant artifact, or we
the
don't know,
four,
not Covenant
yeah,
artifact,
Forerunner, yeah,
Forerunner outfit, but
assuming it's
we don't even
Forerunner,
know
yeah,
what it is yet.
yeah.
But that like released his memories and is changing them. So what else did I? So oh yeah, so I don't know about if I like this or not. I've never been a fan when they change people, change their characters or genders or races. So they race swapped both the keys, commander keys, captain keys, and Miranda keys. So that just that's where you have to take off your Halo hat. To me, Captain Keys was always the guy from the first game. Miranda
Yeah.
Keys takes over in the second, and I'm like, oh, they're different. And they made her a scientist instead of a fleet captain. And I was
Right.
like, so I don't know
But
about that, but it's
well, that's hard to say, right? Like it's early in. It could be she could become captain, a fleet captain throughout the game or something
true.
like that too, right? Like
We
or
just
throughout
don't
the
know
show. We
yet.
don't know.
So,
Yeah.
and then I thought Catherine Halsey, so Dr. Halsey, way too young. Doesn't make sense for the Spartan 2 program. But then again, take off my
Well,
Halo hat.
but again,
So
but you gotta think, right? The Spartan 2 program, when they started all of this, would have been the start of the war. Was like it took like went over a
but
certain
she was
span.
I get it, but she was already older as an established scientist at that time when
Yeah,
she's
she was in her
selecting the
40. She
kids.
was in her 40s then. So
So you
yeah,
got
I
to
guess
add at
she's looked a
least
little.
10 years at least or so. Let's say
Yeah.
Master Chief is in his late teens. And I'm like, she looks like she's in her 20s, early 30s at best. But again, it's not the canon, right? So we don't know what they're going to have.
Steve, I don't know what glasses you're wearing, bud, but she's definitely in her at least in her late 30s or
You
early
think? Well,
40s.
I'm a lot older than you, so maybe the age scale
But yeah,
changes as you
no,
get
but
to
I
my
mean,
age.
I get what you mean, but I think they picked a good Halsey. Like I think
Oh,
she
I think
was
the
pretty good
actress
as a
nailed it. I think she did an
yeah
awesome job. I just thought she looked young for the part,
yeah.
but I can
Uh,
definitely get by
what
that.
what did you think of the set designs?
I thought they were really big and open. I remember thinking about that. I'm like, it looks good, but it doesn't seem like. I thought it would be a little bit more cluttered and like utilitarian and stuff. They were bad. To be honest, I didn't really think too much of it until you brought that up. I kind of thought about like how open it was though.
Yeah. See, I really like the ship design. Like when they're on the Condor.
Yeah, so that looked good. And I
yeah.
like that they had like the glass up top, like you could see like it's sort of like a shuttle bay inside it and whatnot. Yeah. So I kind of like that. What else did I have? Master Chief's on the run. We already know that. So that kind of surprised me he's on the run so fast, but it's setting up the story. Helmet came off way too early is one of my big things. But again, with the way they did the story, it's like they rushed through it and had to. Or maybe, I don't know what's coming up. And last thing is like, I didn't think the Chief looked like the Chief I thought he should. Where's his pale, scarred face?
Well, that's the
piercing blue eyes, you know, but it's the actor. So you got to go with it. But they could have given him some scars or something.
Yeah, well, that's the big, I think that seems to be a complaint across the board, especially on the people who saw this before, you know.
Oh, really? Like I haven't read anything yet.
Oh, they brought it up on a couple podcasts I was listening to, and that's exactly it. It was just like, you know, for somebody who's supposed to be in their armor all the time. Why? How are you growing a beard? Why are you not pasty? Why are you this? Why are you like right? So it's like they could have done that. So I guess you take your helmet off a little bit more often, but it's just kind of weird, right? So they make it look like, you know, they do a throwback to what's Halo 4. Maybe it's 5. I can't remember now. But when they take off the armor, when the Spartans, Halo 4, they take the
and then they
off and
put them all back together too. That was kind of neat. Like when the Chief was coming back in the Pelican there. And you see, is it a Pelican or the
Condor?
Condor, and you see them gearing back up. Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Like, so it's like it's cool, like they did that. So, yeah, man. I mean, so overall, out of
I would give it a 7 out of 10, easy. I could sway up and down a point depending on where it goes, but even it not following the Halo canon, I'm loving it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more. I'll probably put it at a 7.5. We'll kind of toss up there. Have to rewatch it again just to kind of get more in depth. But yeah, overall, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it, and really look forward to it. If you like anything sci-fi, hey, if you listen to Steve and I, you probably like sci-fi, so you should probably go watch Halo.
Yeah, worth a watch. As always, man, keep collecting,
keep gaming,
keep safe. I meant to say keep.